Hello, everybody. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking to Colin Raja. Colin, how you doing today?
Good, man. Amazing. Thanks for having me in. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. You've come to my event for a while. You've been a big supporter of us. I really appreciate it. You're
Definitely.
very well regarded in the product launching space, and we had spoken offline about a specific topic in which you've spoken at, I think, Brandon Younger events and Kevin King's Billion Dollar Summit events. And you said that my audience will really appreciate this topic on back-end optimization. It's very basic, you said, but it's the basics which keeps changing and a lot of us don't know. So you
Yep.
wanted to get to, go ahead.
Yeah, this one is like a basic setup for if you're launching the product or if you already have a product. If you don't know this, if you're not taking care of this, you will lose your product for sure. I get paid close to like 3,500 for doing this. Actually, I'm literally want to share it with everybody because there's a lot of people failing. That's the first thing. The second thing, they were thinking about just giving away and doing all the stuff and running the PPC, which is going to help them to be get the claim back. But the problem is if you don't take care of the back end, whatever it's required, what is from the Amazon side, that you're going to be, it doesn't matter how much you ever you spend, you're going to be not able to rank, not able to reclaim. Um, you're not going to be successful in Amazon after that point, actually.
All right, my guess is the majority of sellers do not do it, correct?
I mean, I've been received multiple requests from people who doesn't even know what is browse notes and who doesn't even know that what is DOW and product tab and item tab. If you are somebody who's like your Amazon choice is losing, and if you're like a ranking was like immediately dropping somewhere, and your market share was like your competitor was taking much bigger market share than you definitely have to listen to this. You have no
Okay,
choice.
so let's go. So you got the screen, and guys, it's $3,500 he charges. So this is gold. So let's go ahead. Let's see the presentation.
All right.
So,
Awesome, guys. This is gonna be like as I mentioned before, this is a huge things what I want to do it because I seen so many people are suffering out of this. I don't, it is not about for me, it's like not about making money. It's all about like providing and being a amazing community supportive person actually as a part of the community. So this is like completely for a backend optimization. What do you need to be done for your listing? Let's go one by one at a time. So I'm Colin Raja. I've done a multiple seven-figure brands, 8 years in Amazon. I built a brand from the scratch completely. Um, so if you've seen some of these issues are must be very familiar. The variation listings reviews no longer, you know, collecting together. A sudden disappear on BSR. A price batch is not showing up. So these are the some of the issues what we found. Some of the issues what we found basically like people are facing, and then the seller support doesn't even know how to handle these issues. Only few people, if you connect with, they know exactly what to do. um, the solution for this is basically what I'm going to show you right now. So let's start from the product type and item type, what it is actually. So it's all start from the browse nodes actually. If you don't know what is browse nodes, the browse node is like it's like a back-end version of what is a front-end version of the category. Sometimes browse node and category differentiate, but let's say that if your browse node is showing up as a home and kitchen, your category showing as sports and outdoors, that is the first level of mismatch what you have. You need to take care of that one. I will show you at the end how you need to take care of it. The first step of the browse node, the second step is like an item type keyword. So how you need to go and then find the item type keyword, you put up your browse node, you type your what is your product. They will show you exactly what is your cutting board, what is your item type looks like on this.
mm,
Once you see that item type, this item type is basically, how it shows exactly what product, what niche it is basically. It has nothing to do with like the base. The browse node is the base. Um, Product type is like the second level of it. Item type is like a third level of it. It's like a niche actually. This needs to be matched with your browse node. I will show you the next page. What does it looks like? Where you can able to go and look for the item type. This Ajax URL. You click on this Ajax URL. You should able to go and then check your item type in the front end of it. In the back end, you can able to, when you create a product, you'll able to see this item type keyword. After you created it, you go and then check it out here. When you go to the browse node, you go and then when you go to the hub, you type BTG actually, which I'll repeat again, BTG, browse tree guide. When you look for it, it'll give you this information actually. You go and then download it for a particular category. So when you download it, so you can able to navigate your browse. So for example, you're going for like a cooking utensils, right? And the cooking utensils is like a branch node. You never put your product in a branch node. When you put your product in a branch node, you're never going to be ranked for it. So there is like a gray element. There is no query, which is called item type, which does not exist for it at all. Let's say you're launching it for cooking spoon, right? Your product is cooking spoon. Your similar item type keyword is like a cooking spoon. It's a very simple, very straightforward, right? But sometimes it's a little bit tricky. So you need to look for like item type keyword, and this is a refinement, what we're going to talk about at the end actually. So with this said, your browse node needs to be aligned with this data. If not, your review split and your keyword ranking missing and your BSR split can potentially happen in your listing. So let's talk quickly about the what is browse node actually. The browse node is basically I have three different category actually. One is like a root, branch, and leaf actually. Your product always have to be in the leaf node. Every leaf node will have a node ID completely. If your product is assigned here or assigned here, even if you type the whole title in your browser and put it up, you're probably not going to index for anything out of this at all completely. So all you need to do is make sure that you need to handle if there is like a connected with your leaf node or not. That's the first most important thing. So this is how it is. Your product needs to be registered in this place actually completely. So yeah, this is what I'm talking about, which is like a BTG guide. When you go and then type in the search BTG guide, you will able to see all the browse node based on the categories. It's basically like a beauty, books, camera, cell phone, and whatever it is. You click here, you should be able to see the whole sheet, what I showed you before. That's what you will able to see it actually. Let's go and then, if you guys don't know how to find your browse node in your listing, let me show you this. You go and then type your product and remove this canonical keywords, then you automatically see your browse node. Sometimes, as I mentioned before, sometimes your browse node and category can be changed actually. That's okay, but it has to be similar. But sometimes your node could be missing, the branch node could be missing in the category. That is okay, as long as your leaf node and then category name is matching, you're good to go from that point. So what exactly the product type? The product type is refers to a set of product that's similar attributes. For example, if you talk about pillow, you will have like a different types of pillows, insert pillows, a bed pillows, pillowcase. There are different types of pillows available. When you type on the ad product and you will, when you type the search here, you will able to see the browse node and the product type here on top of it. This is how you'll able to see. There is another way you can able to find the product type, which is called here. When you edit your listing on the browser, you'll able to see what is your product type looks like. On the other one, you can able to go and check the category listing. Sometimes this is also get mismatch actually. So now you know about product type, item type, and browse node. So the basically how this is going to work is your product type, your browse node needs to be aligned with your product type, and then it needs to be aligned with your item type completely. If this three alignment is not right, you're going to be end up in not able to rank for your keyword at all. There's a lot of issues what I showed you before that will happen to your listing. So what is a group type looks like? See, I'm giving a huge rundown here. Just note down this information. You should be able to go and then like take a look at your listing name questioning and then take a look at it. This would be like a great helpful if your product is like falling down like crazy. So product group is nothing but a GL. They called the general ledger. And I have no anything idea about it. I tried to come up with more information on that one. The general ledger they usually use for calculating the Amazon fee. That's all I know. Where can you find it? Go and then find out in the fee preview report, download it. You will able to find out all the GL information in your listing. The other way to find out is go to your list, this URL. It's another Ajax URL. You go and then type a look at and take a look at the GL here. You will able to find out the GL of the product completely. On top of it, we were able to find out. I want to show you something quick. Okay, yes. Which is something called refinement. The other two elements what we're going to cover is called refinements and DOW, which is also most important thing if you want to be take care of. There are like 20% of search come from your filters actually. The Amazon, if you type the product, let's say spatula in the left side, you'll able to see the filters like material type, pricing, brand, and all other things actually. Where this come from is like it defined by in the browse node completely. I will show you how what exactly it is. So this is what the refinement is. You can go through this. This is what the refinement is. So when you type the keyword, you'll able to see the brand, the kitchen product grade, commercial grade, all brands, what is the bars and wines, tools, material, what's the material it is. You because of the in Amazon, there are a lot of available right now. There's a lot of products available right now. So customer finding a difficulty to refine, they started using the refinements here completely. This getting like close to, according to data, it says like 50 to 20% of search results go through the refinements because of they want sometimes some people want the higher pricing, some people they want like some of them want like a certain materials. They go through it if they couldn't find it really well here. This needs to be configured based on your browse node. So basically, this is the node, the browse node, and this is the item type. And if the browse node, and then this is called refinement actually. So if you click on this, you'll able to see this information. So if you take a look at this one, right, for this product, basically, let's say, I don't know what product, okay, here. So dye sublimation paper. So it's basically like, okay, here, sublimation paper is like a water soluble, renewable, compostable. And also if you take a look at the sizing actually, at different sizing actually, dye sublimation paper. So if you take a look at this, it's all will match actually material, which is like a biodegradable, recyclable, and renewable. And if you say that the brightness rate is like, this is a brightness rate, right? The paper weight is here, and the brightness, it's all, everything will be here actually. Let's say your count is like 12 and you didn't, there is no 50, you don't have the 12 at all. That means that you're messing up the whole thing actually here. The paper weight does not have anything 12. So when you're doing the product selection itself, you make sure that the paper, what is the paper weight looks like, you select that one accordingly. What is before even you importing the product. There is no way you can able to customize this. There's no way you can customize it. It's all predefined by Amazon. It's already given to you. This is the only data that's going to be available there. So for example, here, the dye sublimation paper, which is like, these are the things available, right? So brightness, what is the brightness, which is like a specific material and paper finish material. So though all the things are available. So the brightness, material features, business type, and the paper weights. So all the things are available. You need to be configured this one properly. So DOW, it's one of the primary important thing. Not a lot of people know about it. This is called display on website actually, which is like when you go to the search, you put display underscore web. I'm sorry. You will able to find out its kitchen. If your GL is GL underscore kitchen, if the product group ID is not kitchen underscore display, you have a problem actually. You're either you will end up in like having a problem like the variation split, or you will miss the BSR. Most important thing what it goes through is like missing the BSR for this one, because it's contradict information what you're giving it to the Amazon algorithm. So you're completely missing the BSR because of this. So how do we find it for the competitor actually? So you can go here and click on the source. type PDT, you'll able to see the product type information for your listing under your competitor, and you put GL, you will able to find out GL underscore kitchen, and you put display underscore, you will able to find out like DOW completely. The possible issues, what's going to happen is like product type mismatch with the item type, product type, item type mismatch with GL, item type mismatch with the GL, GL is mismatched with the DOW. All these issues are happen in the Amazon. These are the possible issues for the product and item type mismatch actually. Listing variation shows separately, review split. These are the common issues. It's happening every time actually I'm talking about. So the only way to fix this one is like, there are multiple ways to fix it. The basic thing is like, you don't have the, if you go and then change it, you're probably not going to be get updated for that. The only best way to do is like, who is a winning contributor for the listing? You call the seller central, ask them who exactly the winning contributor for this listing. And mostly when Amazon update that listing, most of the time Amazon became the winning contributor. They are the retail contributor. So because of that, you will not able to edit the listing. There is like a 5 level of approval you need to go through every single change is what you need to do. So ask them for who is a winning contributor, change it to you and update it. There's a lot towards it, but if you guys have any questions, I'm happy to answer later. Any point of time you want, reach out to me. Oh yeah, I think that's all it is. The rest of the topics are like we going behind in terms of like launches.
Right. So this is quite informative, and it's, I mean, if you just follow the steps, probably most listings have something wrong, I would imagine, correct?
Most of the listing I have seen, I've been reached, we fixed multiple listings so far actually. Most of the listing having so many issues, and people, so one of the example I'll give you, right? One of the brand I work with, they were like trying to give away, they lost the bigger, they were selling like a 500 units a day, and one day all of a sudden the product went down like crazy. They started giving away like close to 300 units or 400 500 units a week actually to get that back. They're still in a 250 ranking completely. They destroyed. So, and then I got the product and I take a look at this. It's completely like a mess up in the back end. Why? Because when something updated in so when the search volume is increasing for sorry, not search volume, when the keyword was clicked in getting more clicks on the certain keywords in a certain percentage, I don't know what exact percentage, Amazon automatically update the attributes. Once the attribute updated, it's automatically changed the browse notes completely. So once they change the browse node, they forgot to, they don't, the algorithm does not changing the product type and item type, GL and DOW. So that's like, that's created a disconnect on the flow actually completely. Because of that, there are so many listings are getting bad and they have no idea why it is bad.
Right. Amazon would never tell you this information. They wouldn't know.
They
Amazon would.
wouldn't, some people, if you're lucky, like after you make 50 calls, yeah, one call, like, but Amazon doesn't have any kind of information like that. So they end up in like literally like falling behind, and then the product failed, the storage is higher, and they end up in like losing the business actually.
Wow. So I mean, you would recommend someone going through that list of all the different things that could mismatch for every item, especially if you don't have that many, and you'll probably see a lot of.
I'll tell you one example what happened recently. 3 months ago, we started very rigorously watching it right now. 3 months ago, this change happened. So we usually like when we're trying to launch the product, before we sending to manufacturing, so we create the product and leave it there, right? So when the product reach, we try to activate it and then we put up the title very well there at that point of time. We activate the product. We started the launch 2 days. Something weird actually. Ranking is not going anywhere. According to our KPI, with the checklist, some keyword needs to be ranked in 48 hours. If that's not, it's something is happening in your listing. So what we did is basically go on and check back, and we checked our browse node change, product type change, everything misaligned actually, right? How many of them knows this actually? Go on and check back. So we stopped the launching in 2 days, fixed the listing, and went back and launched it again. We were selling like pretty good actually on the product right now. But the point is, right, how many of them knows about it? How many of them how to fix this one actually? So they invest like 30 grand, 40 grand on the product. I end up in like loss everything completely.
Wow. I
So
mean, this information is priceless.
this is a very, very, I've been using this information for the past 5 years. I mean, we've been doing this for like almost 3 years. We know about this. Initially, our product has got affected in first time in the browse node. I mean, Jeff Bezos team really like sent an apologize mail actually, right? I mean, we got on top of the apology. It's not a most important thing, but we got our. They sent the whole browse node information for us actually. With that information, we were like, oh my God, there's so many things there. So we got into the bottom of it, and then we were able to take advantage of it completely in the marketplace, because we were able to find out the competitors who's not really aligned themselves, and who's not in a right browse nodes, who's not in like who's in a lot of mismatch. So there are certain categories will be not able to rank. So we found that information, we take it for advantage actually. But in the past, right now, it's a crucial. If without this, you're gonna be like mess up with a whole bunch of things in your listing.
Right. So I'm saying before, forget about an existing item. Before you launch, you would have to be crazy to start doing any PPC, right?
You have to take care of this.
Right.
If you don't, say goodbye to all the money that what you invest on. I'm sorry.
Wow.
It's a huge, huge, and especially with the current algorithm, we moved from relevancy to dynamic re-ranking model at this point. Whatever you're doing wrong, whatever you did in the past, it's all changed right now.
Mhm.
So you have to be ready for new adoption, just like what Google did 2017 and 2019 actually. So there are a lot of people left behind because of the change what happened in Google, and right now Amazon is coming up with the new changes. Get ready to be
Right. I like the refinement also. So this is excellent, and you're gonna give me your information. Well, I'll put it below the video if anybody wants to contact you. I think a lot of people may want
Sure,
to
yeah.
contact.
If anybody want the slides, you can hit me up in the LinkedIn. I can happy to share with you guys the LinkedIn in the slides actually. So, but yeah, if you're launching it, I mean, if you're going through any problem actually in terms of like your existing product, you're going through it, this is the first check what I would do actually. And the first thing. I mean,
Right.
the second issue is like don't do the keyword stuffing. I mean, keyword stuffing is not working anymore at all. So we tested multiple products with that. The keyword stuffing is dead. Yeah, you don't need to be get indexed for any keyword to rank actually. So it's all about semantic keyword mapping actually at this point right now. So yeah,
Right. So that was really informative, and I think a lot of people are going to be following this. So thank you so much, and I hope I see you July 31st.
100%.
Okay. It's
I'll
a
see you
pleasure.
then. See
Really,
you.
Thank you so
Take care.
much.
Yeah, bye.